Hola, my name is Aida Lugo McAllister, author of Ida's Kitchen a lo Boricua, a bilingual Puerto Rican cookbook. I am going to demonstrate how to prepare pastelón, a baked meat pie. Pastelón is traditionally prepared in a baking pan with layers of ground beef mixture known as picadillo, fried ripe plantains, beaten eggs, and shredded mozzarella cheese similar to a lasagna. Since most of my recipes are a healthier version of the Puerto Rican cuisine, I will be using ground turkey for my meat filling and baked ripe plantains. Let's start preparing the very ripe plantains. For this recipe, we're going to be using the very ripe plantain where the skin is almost black. Cut both ends of the very ripe plantain with a knife. Place 4 very ripe plantains on top of a baking pan lined with aluminum foil and bake at 350 degrees for approximately 30 to 45 minutes. I removed the very ripe plantains from the oven after baking. They are still hot, so let them cool for approximately 15 to 30 minutes. Make a slit lengthwise using a kitchen scissor. Peel the plantain with your hands. Cut the plantain lengthwise into 3 to 4 slices about a 1/4 inch thick. The flesh of the baked plantain is very soft, making it sometimes difficult to cut the plantain into equal slices. I just finished cutting several baked, very ripe plantains into slices lengthwise. The 2 special ingredients for the meat filling are the seasoning envelopes and our sofrito. The seasoning envelope with coriander and annatto is a special blend of different seasonings, herbs, and spices. Its main purpose is to add color and flavor to our tropical cuisine. This is the Gouda brand, but you purchase the brand of your preference. You can also create your own blend of seasonings by mixing the following ingredients into a bowl. 1 teaspoon of ground coriander, 1 teaspoon of garlic powder, 1/2 teaspoon of light salt, 1/8 teaspoon of ground cumin, and 4 teaspoons of paprika or 4 teaspoons of ground annatto seeds. When a recipe calls for 1 seasoning envelope, add 1.5 teaspoons of the mixed ingredients to your dish. If you don't have sofrito already prepared, here is a recipe that you can simply make sofrito for a single meal. 1 minced garlic clove, 1 tablespoon chopped onions, 2 tablespoons chopped green peppers, 2 small culantro leaves chopped. If you don't have culantro leaves, then use cilantro. And 1 tablespoon of our sweet peppers, ajíes dulces, or you can substitute with Cubanelle peppers. We are ready to prepare the meat filling known as picadillo. Picadillo comes from the Spanish word to picar, which means to chop or mince, and that is exactly the texture that we are looking for in our meat mixture. Let's pour 2 tablespoons of extra virgin olive oil into the skillet. Add a half a teaspoon of light salt. A half a teaspoon of oregano leaves. 3 minced garlic cloves. 1/3 cup of homemade tomato sauce. You can use canned tomato sauce. 1.5 teaspoons of capers. 8 pimiento stuffed green olives cut into halves. 2 tablespoons of sofrito made with culantro. And 2 seasoning envelopes with coriander and annatto to add color and flavor to this dish. Stir all the ingredients until well blended. We need to saute the herbs, vegetables, and spices for approximately 3 to 5 minutes over low heat. Let's give the ingredients another quick stir before adding the ground turkey. I can smell the sofrito. Mira qué bonito me quedó el sofrito. We can now add 1 pound of ground turkey. Let's stir the ground turkey until it is completely coated with the tomato oil base sauce. The ground turkey tends to clump together when cooked, so it is very important to initially stir the meat frequently, breaking up any clumps with a spoon. Cover skillet with lid and cook over medium-low heat for approximately 5 minutes. After 5 minutes of cooking, let's stir the meat mixture to obtain a minced or chopped texture. Continue breaking up the meat with the spoon. Cover skillet with lid and continue cooking for approximately 25 minutes, but this time stirring occasionally. The picadillo meat mixture has been cooking for 25 minutes and it has a uniform minced texture that we are looking for. We can now place the picadillo in a bowl. This is our meat filling for our pastelón, known as picadillo. The next step is to beat 4 large eggs and set aside. Preheat the oven to 350 degrees Fahrenheit. I will be using Gouda cheese instead of the mozzarella cheese that is normally used in preparing this dish. In Puerto Rico, we consume two different types of Dutch cheese. Number one, Edam cheese. Number two, Gouda cheese. I prefer the Gouda cheese for this dish because it melts well due to its high fat content compared to Edam cheese. Gouda cheese is made from whole milk and Edam cheese is made from part skim milk. This is a wedge of Gouda cheese. It is the most popular cheese in the Netherlands, making up 60% of their total cheese production. Gouda has a creamy, buttery texture and a sweet, nutty flavor with a fat content of 48%. It is also wrapped in red wax or cellophane. Remove the red wax casing with your hands. Shred the cheese with a flat grater. We are ready to layer the pastelón with beaten eggs, baked very ripe plantains, meat-filling picadillo, and shredded Gouda cheese. I sprayed the bottom of the baking pan with extra virgin olive oil. Let's pour half of the beaten eggs. The eggs will serve as a binding agent. Place slices of the baked plantains to cover bottom of baking pan completely. Add the meat filling and spread evenly on top of sliced baked plantains. Sprinkle the meat filling with shredded Gouda cheese. We are going to repeat with another layer of sliced baked plantains. Add the remaining meat filling and spread evenly on top of the sliced baked plantain. Layer completely with the slices of baked plantain. Pour the other half of the beaten eggs. Cover the pastelón with another layer of shredded Gouda cheese. Now that the pastelón is assembled, we can place it into the oven and bake uncovered for 30 minutes at 350 degrees. Let's place the pastelón in the oven. I will be back in 30 minutes. Nos vemos en 30 minutos. After 30 minutes of baking, let's remove the pastelón from the oven. The pastelón looks so appetizing. Allow the pastelón to cool for 15 minutes before cutting. Our pastelón that consists of many layers of different ingredients. The best part is to taste the pastelón. The sweetness of the very ripe plantains along with the saltiness of the meat filling and the melted Gouda cheese, makes this dish an excellent combination for a savory and sweet meal. I hope you have enjoyed watching my YouTube video on how to prepare pastelón, a baked meat pie. Thank you for watching my YouTube cooking video. Please share, like, and subscribe to my YouTube channel. If you would like a copy of my cookbook, visit my website, aidaskitchenboricua.com, and click on the cookbook tab. My cookbook is a bilingual Puerto Rican cookbook, and it contains 42 authentic Puerto Rican recipes that I learned how to cook while living in Puerto Rico. This side is the English version. If you flip the book over, the other side is the Spanish version. Again, thank you for watching my YouTube cooking video.